We're going to finish off here. I think you've got some... You've at least got some... Have you got them throughout the years, at least? Or is it just this year?
Oh, throughout the years, yeah.
Okay, that's good. We're going to go
Best Uni
through...
Moments.
I think this is just for us, even though we're obviously the only people who listen to this anyway, but this is our just... At least what you've put down as your favourite moments. Maybe if you miss some, Dom, you've got some in the noggin.
Well,
I know I've got one or two... I know I've got one or...
Yeah.
Hey, fuck. I don't know how to bother, honestly.
Carry on.
One or... I almost wanted to quit right in that moment. I almost wanted to say, let's fuck off. Go on, Ethan.
Right. I actually got it from many from first year, because I covered a lot of first year in my university quiz I did with Dom
What?
the other week. You remember the university
Oh,
quiz?
yeah, I forgot. We did do a shambolic version of this on the show you used to have meant to go. But it was the most pathetic, ill-advised, uneducated, unresearched fucking segment I'd ever seen on this show. And that's saying something. That's how fucking pathetic it was. You two trying to go through your favourite moments.
It wasn't a
You
favourite.
fucking waste of space.
It was just a quiz. It was a quiz. It wasn't a favourite moment.
So should we go on to our favourite moments?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Start with a great quote and that goes on to the moment is tighter than crab's arse. That
So going straight to second. I thought you go year by year.
I said I don't really have anything for
You've
first
got
year.
nothing from our first
Well,
year
I
at
would
uni.
say at least for my first year is when I asked, what's it called?
Ben Liverland. That's
When I asked Ben Liv, I've got another one from that, yeah. When I asked Ben Liv that the reading we had doesn't work. It was in French and only copies you could get was in French. So you could Google Translate it, but it'd be nonsense.
Yeah.
And what did he say?
I'll
thanks
sort
for
that
letting me know. I'll
next
sort
year.
that for next year.
That was our would you not say that was your full introduction into uni?
That was like October 2019, was it? Yeah, that's
Within
when I
2
started.
months of our first time at uni, and our
Yeah.
introduction was, I'll get that sorted for next year.
So yeah, no help.
I remember just like sort of looking in for half a
Remember
second,
your
like,
face.
I don't know what to do. I can't tell if he's taking the piss because he's walked away now. But he was being serious.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah.
So that sums up the first year.
Yeah.
What's the other first year memory, Dom?
Well, yeah, that another classic moment. We've been
I think it's still my favourite from all of you.
we've been studying a module called texts for a good 3 or 4 months.
No, it was 3 at the max.
About 3 months at that point. And then you turn to me and say, "What is a text?" As we've got the exam, not the exam, but the module assessment coming up.
And the camera was perfectly honest
Yeah,
for the
well,
what was
yeah,
it
was
on
a
it.
good
It
little
was
video of
perfect
that.
because you can see where I turn to you and go, "What is the text?"
Yeah.
And you sort of hesitant and then start laughing. So then I start laughing. But you know what I think my favourite part about that is you couldn't answer me.
Oh no, I still.
You
don't
didn't
know.
have an answer to me.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
were just like, I'm finding it funny that this guy's actually asked and had the bottle to actually ask, but I ain't got a fucking clue here.
Yeah, I've still got no.
Because there
fucking
is,
clue.
if you've seen the video, I remember watching it recently. About halfway through, you see me turn to you and go, honestly, what is a text? And we both start laughing again. It
Yeah.
is fantastic.
Well, yeah, I've absolutely
bonding
no
moment.
idea what.
I say
text
that
is.
was a bonding moment because we
Yeah.
both realised we fucked it.
Well, yeah, but we still. Well, we got through in the end.
Yeah, we got
That's
there in
good,
the end.
that's
But
good.
they're my 2 first year moments.
I'm pleased you brought them up because I wasn't actually involved in that, and I thought it'd be a bit
No,
sad
that's
if
why
I
we
mentioned
enjoyed
it. First year, I was thinking Rowan.
Cheers, Dom.
Rowan's got enough.
Oh my
For
god,
alone.
Dom just shitting himself at rowing.
Oh yeah, me. Yeah,
There's so
yeah.
many
Remember,
you could
just-
include.
Just go in next, go into. Have you got a piece of paper? Have you got a pen? Please, I need to pretend I've got a piece of paper. Did that not happen?
Dom did admit he started bringing props.
No, I brought that long before Rowan.
Oh.
No, it wasn't.
It
You had
was.
nothing in front of Rowan and she called you out, and then the next week you tried getting a piece of paper and a pen in front of you to pretend you were making notes.
It's the way I didn't help him out. I knew he didn't have pen or I had it next to him, and she was like, "You got no pen or paper?" And I could have offered to help and like give him some. Instead, I made Dom ask. He went, "Can I have some paper?"
That stitched me up not learning anything.
I could
What
have
module-
helped you.
What module was that? Was
Chew
that
it,
text,
Yeah,
yeah.
after,
Yeah,
yeah, after
well,
the.
yeah.
But you weren't the only victim of crimes. Obviously, Matty.
Well, yeah, he had his bladder in.
That was that was really poor.
Well, I wasn't there for
From
that,
him.
was I?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
were.
No, I
We've been
wasn't there
a
for
drink.
that.
We've been for a drink before.
Yeah, we were.
I
for a
didn't.
drink.
I wasn't there when he said I need to go out, was I?
You were, yeah.
I must have been steaming. I can't remember that.
Yeah, well, yeah, we were all still steaming. That's
go.
why he needed to go for a piss.
Yeah.
Great to see.
But I do remember he went up and just started walking the toilet and she went, "Where are you going?" He went, "I'm just going to the toilet." And she went, "We've only got 5 minutes." He went, "Still."
I
need
like
it."
that. I like
He
that.
said, something to the words across like, "I still need a wee now. Like I can't do it. I can't stop now."
It's like, oh well, like, so you just
Oh,
carried
yeah,
on.
he said either, he's like, all right, like, You're not bothering me. Whatever you're saying.
I'm
it's
still
not-
going.
I don't give a shit what you're talking
And then she
about.
sort of slid
It
in
is a
behind
bit
his.
sad that that's all our first year memories, but they're still quite funny.
That's not our fault, or even Uti's coat. Unfortunately, Code came about and knocked that one on.
Yeah.
So second
I'm not
year.
sure he actually said a word in there.
We're already on to second year.
Well, yeah, because we said like basically
Go on,
the rest
go
was
on,
on.
go
Like,
on.
You've fallen
the
asleep in
tighter
first.
than the crab's arse that night. Cam carried that night. That night would have been awful because Spurs got beat
No, it
as
was
well.
still pretty.
That night would have been terrible if Cam wasn't
Dom was
carrying
meant
it.
to carry it as well. And that's
Cam-
when I
Dom didn't-
realised he
Dom
was
didn't
a
do
bottleless
anything.
git. Yeah, no, that's when
Yeah,
I
because
realised.
my game was a 0-0.
No, but you were meant to say specific stuff, and you didn't because you were bottleless.
No, because the issue
That's
is
exactly what happened.
no. Listen.
My game wasn't that exciting. I just had bottle.
Yeah, but Dave,
pretty
you were drinking,
Yeah, I know,
and
but
Dave
I
already
was drinking
knew.
on stream.
Dave already knew at that point that you were sort of like a bit of a
steaming
happy
at that
chappy,
end.
sort of like you just say tight the crab's ass about giving a shit. Whereas if I started doing it, he'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Because it was a marked assessment.
No, it wasn't Mark.
Exactly. You were just bottleless. It was a good night though, wasn't it?
Oh, great
I
night.
was steaming at the end of that
I was
night.
at home.
You saw me walk, like, I remember on stream, like, halfway, like, while the game's going on, just me walking out of the room and coming back with 2 dart fruits, just tighter than the crab's ass. I had some other ones, but I can't remember specific.
Queen of Sheba.
Queen of Sheba.
I don't know what's gone on, but it's gone on.
No, that wasn't a quote.
That's what
just something
Derm-
I
that's what
said.
Derm's-
I
yeah.
remember he said, oh, you said quotes like, weird quotes like, I don't know what's going on, but it's gone on. I was like, that's just how I talk. I don't know how to stop that.
Yeah.
Speaking
I
of,
remember, fucking, what was it, Chalky getting really up for it because Liverpool had won as well.
Oh, that fucking annoyed
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Are you
last
really?
minute.
I do remember you watched a Huddersfield game, didn't you? Because I had it on my TV,
Well,
and
yeah,
it was
it
the
was 0-0.
worst game ever.
Yeah.
And
And Dave kept coming.
Matty was your co-commentator.
Was
Matty
it?
did everything, I remember.
No, Matty was his co-commentator
Yeah.
because they'd come to Dom, and Dom would have nothing and be like, "Nothing's happened. I'll throw it to Matty," and Matty went, "Yeah, no, not much has happened. No substitutions," and that was it for the full
There
45
was
minutes.
nothing I could say.
Oh, it was fantastic. That was a good. Me and Chris were steamed. Chris was hammered that night.
Oh,
as well.
he was in the Leeds game. I think
He
you
was
won.
hammered.
On the
What a
top,
great night that
a similar sort of thing. There's just 3 of us turned up to Dave's like team session.
was. Oh, that's when we did the online one. Yeah,
What,
and-
just us
we
three?
had to do like an England first half, didn't we?
Yeah, and
Oh, with the Bulgaria
Yeah, because
champion.
I remember I got a
Yeah.
laugh from him because one of them shot into the stands and I went, "You'd have to be Stretch Armstrong to save that," and he had a great chuckle at it, and I thought,
But
"I've
wasn't
done it."
it
here."
like wasn't it meant to test how we'd react to things? Like,
I know where you're going. I forgot about that. Say it. Say what he did. I forgot about
Cam-
that. Do you
Cam-
remember?
Cam, you can
No.
go and get a shower now.
Oh, was that one?
Yeah.
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 I was sat in
So
my
one of our
dressing
uni
gown.
tutors said like, "Cam, you can go and have a wash now."
Do you remember
He
what I
kept
did?
digging his own grave.
Well, you sort of didn't react. You just
I
sort of looked
purposely just
annoyed.
stared like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Point
bang out
face,
of
like-
order to say.
I'm not saying you need a shower, but you know.
I'm just saying what I can see. It's all recorded. It's all online.
That's what he said. He literally,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all recorded. It's all online.
Yeah.
We're all friends.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember I did not break character once. I stared. I remember for about half a second I was like, "That's out of order," and then I realised, "Who cares?" And I was like,
But what
"No,
got
no,
me is
pretend
you
are."
could tell for a split second
He
he was
shit
worried
himself.
that
digging his own grave.
he was worried you'd kick off about
I
it
think
to
it was that
someone.
moment before he says,
Yeah, it's all
what did he say
recorded.
specifically. We're all recorded. We're all friends. Or something.
Yeah,
but for
before
that
he-
half
yeah.
a second when I just stare, he's like,
Yeah, he's
No,
like,
it's when
what
he
if he
says-
tells Cornell about this? I am
there was that
fucked.
moment where he goes,
Yeah.
"It's not that you have to." It's like, "I better backtrack
Yeah, yeah.
here quickly." Because I was just staring.
But then he makes another comment like, "I'm just saying what I can
Just
see."
saying what I
Say what you see. It's not
So he
catchphrase, Dave.
backtracks
Yeah.
And then goes
But
back
then he
in
goes,
30
"It's all recorded. It's all online," as if to say like, "Yeah, I know this is being recorded. I'm just being honest." Like
It's
as if
almost
you can
like,
sort of get
if
away.
this goes to a
yeah.
court of law, everyone's going to see you
Yeah,
on camera
yeah.
and see you're a scruff and you deserve it. And to be fair, I did look like a scruff because we were in a lecture at 11 a.m. So
Well,
who
yeah,
cares?
in fucking lockdown, yeah.
That's when I had to go at you. Do you remember I had to go at Dom? Because he couldn't log into the
Yeah,
what was it?
you've
And
done it
Dom-
Done it
100 times
1,000 times. Yeah.
You've logged in 1,000 times before. You can do it for 1,000.
Dave loved
That
that.
was a great line.
Yeah,
as well.
Dave loved that
He
as well.
loved
He's
it.
like, "Yeah, Dom."
He told you, Dom. That's
Yeah.
you told.
What a again, another pointless fucking thing we did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, the whole thing was pointless.
Yeah,
The whole
but
3 years.
I forgot how funny it was when he said, "Go and get a wash."
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Cameron,
That
you
was
can go and have a
fantastic.
watch.
Again, if he said it to you two, you'd kick off because you're both boring, miserable cunts.
Oh. I'm going to count Halifax in part of the uni experience.
Go on.
'cause,
Well, yeah, it was, but
Well-
when
well,
I guess it was just as useless.
we didn't witness this, but we received that Snapchat when Cam got locked inside the ground.
because no one gave a shit about him enough. To
I was
sort of-
I don't.
Well, no, I'm not being
Fucking
rude.
hell.
They didn't give a shit
Christ.
about me. They didn't give a shit about me or Ethan. What I mean is, they didn't care.
No, I was down at the pitch side getting the camera back in the. It's the tunnel where the players are going down. I knocked on it twice and no one answered. And I took back and took a photo. I was like, I guess I'm locked out here.
Oh, another good moment when Matty's only task when he was at a game once was to go and get the juice.
He couldn't even do that right.
And then he
And he got it wrong.
No, but someone came around and went, "Where's the orange juice?" And he went, "Oh, some lad's just taking it down." Why is he taking it down there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Still
Because he had been told, and then we were like, "No, I think he just took it. If I'm honest." Oh, well, he just
still managed to
stormed
mess
off
that
down
little
there.
task up.
Well, obviously you two at Halifax as well. This was when I realised you two were just the most miserable. I'm going to kick off at anyone who tells me anything. When you got told if you could help just mop up a second, and you both kicked up a massive stink.
Ethan's first day at Halifax.
It's exactly what happened.
Ethan's
and it
first
sums
day
up
at
your
Halifax,
generation.
where they were doing player celebrations when it's like, oh, it's a funny celebration of him slamming an egg over
Well,
his
we're
head.
just like, oh,
They
put
didn't-
that on TikTok.
They've
Yeah,
never got
yeah.
to use because he's never scored. I don't
Yeah,
think.
yeah. And then they were like, Louise or whatever her name was to me and Ethan like, come on, guys, get involved. Go and get a mop, like, to clean the egg up.
We asked the others, Marcus, who barely get a word out of unless you're not at Halifax anymore. You can't get a word out of it. Rude it is, really rude. We went up to him. We went, is there any way we can help out? And he went, oh no, we'll be right. You all right? Okay, great. Kenny fucked off already. So we were like, right, we've asked, we've done it. And Lou comes in going, why aren't you helping out? We offered to help Lou, and we know you got sacked at Bradford, by the way, which I'm still trying to dig out and find out why you got sacked.
she
You're a
get sacked at
horrible,
Bradford?
horrible
She's a
person.
slag.
What do you mean she got a Dom?
What?
You call her a slag?
Why did she get
Well,
sacked
she
at
is.
Bradford?
I'm trying to find out.
For what?
Did you know,
What was her
speaking
job?
of her being a slag, I'm sorry.
No, she's
Communication.
not.
No,
Stop being
right.
such a
Why is she a
horrible
On the
person.
day, on the
Slags
day.
are wrong,
Listen,
sir.
well, I'll
Slags are
explain. I'll
wrong, sir.
explain. I'll
Slags are wrong.
explain why
That's
she's a
wrong.
slag.
No, she's not.
I'll explain why she is.
Go on.
On the day me and Ethan were there, on the sort of like player where they were taking the player pictures and doing the player goal
Oh.
celebrations and stuff.
Yeah.
The players are getting changed in the dressing room.
All right.
She deliberately goes in at the point that they're getting changed as a good look.
I was like, well, no, she didn't have a
And then
good
she goes,
look.
did.
So
And then
you've
she
made
stays
that
in
up?
there, and then she's like, oh, sorry guys, I didn't realise you were getting changed. And then like laughs it off. She went in, we could hear her talk. She went in deliberately to have
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
glance at like bloody Jeff King's
No, remember
member.
what she said?
Fuck Jeff King.
He's a right
Great
back.
player he was.
Yeah.
Do you remember it's,
Good player.
he went saw Sam Johnston. She went, oh, I can see why your name's John, almost like Johnson.
yeah.
That's not a bad line. That. I like that line. That's a good line.
But if that
She
was a
was a-
man
if
going
that
into a
was a
women's
fella,
team getting
imagine.
changed, they'd be in court with Johnny
talk
Depp.
TV. Let's fucking.
Imagine
Can
I
we
did
crack
that.
on before you
Right,
all
we've
get
mentioned
kicked off?
Halifax. My last thing from last year
Dying for a pint.
was when it was just me and Dom wasn't here for this. Me and you
There's
were
a
in
shot.
with class with Dave, and we were doing like the interviews with each other. And Dave put his on screen, and Taylor see Dave looked like a bald midget. And,
Oh yeah.
Dave
Oh, yeah.
thought Cam said it, and Dave
He
pointed at
snapped,
Cam
didn't
and went, "Fuck off!" and Cam was mortified.
I remember not being
wasn't
mortified
me.
that he'd been told me to fuck off. I remember being mortified like,
That you
you
got
think
the
that's my
false
joke?
accusation, yeah,
You think I'm shitting
It
up
was
to say
Taylor
that
going,
you're
"He's
a
bald midget blood."
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, it wouldn't have been far off what he said.
I saw him. I saw him yesterday.
You said
I saw him the other week.
Taylor.
why?
I was walking past him when I walked back to the house yesterday.
Did
You
you
say
say
that, right?
anything?
Just said you're right. And he
I
went,
did.
oh,
Gave you a
you're
yellow
right.
card,
he
didn't
could.
he?
You said
What?
something like that. Did you
Wonder
hurl
once.
abuse at him while he was trying to be a ref?
He did a good job as referee. If I'd have him in the Prem. Better than-
Yeah, so would I. Yeah, I could abuse him easily.
Better than the old men that we have. John Moss jobbing around like a
This
Teletubby.
isn't about John
Anyway, sorry. Right.
Moss.
So on to this year.
Nonsense. Fucking
I put James's love life, which
What?
sort of It's one of my favourite moments from you. James is
okay,
from
yeah,
you.
yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot we talked.
James's
yeah.
love life. So it's transpired. We start from last.
Nothing to do with us, but I guess, yeah.
Well, it's something that's happened. Sort of we've been told.
It's happened
We
in
had a
the
good
3
laugh
years
about
while
it.
we're at uni.
Yeah.
Right, well, yeah.
James is to do with our uni experience. Dom's obviously was friends from the very first year.
He was, yeah.
So our very first story started last year was when he
was.
dated that waitress. Remember that waitress story? He found it hilarious. He wouldn't tell us how he dated a
waitress.
Well, what did he say?
He dated a waitress. He shagged a waitress.
Did
Yeah,
he?
he said
Yeah.
that was when he was like 18.
That was his first time, I think, with a lady, I believe,
And last.
from memory. For some reason I feel like an eye patch was involved, but I can't remember what that's to do with. Why was there pirates? Do you remember?
Did
Was
they-
anything to
they
do
had
with
a pirate
pirates?
kink, did they?
I don't remember. Something I feel like an eye patch. Did she have an eye patch? Do you have an eye patch? No. Anyway,
Not that
so I don't know what that was to do. Then we get to this year,
and we had lots of. We mentioned James's love life on here before, to be fair. Which is this brilliant story is about the Chris. That time, Dom, you caught. He was on the phone to a woman, weren't you? And
What's this?
You saw him on the phone to a
Let's tell
young
this
lady.
story. Has this ever been told before?
No, let's do
Me
it.
and you both witnessed this, I think.
You witnessed it, but you informed me.
And well, yeah, but you sort of you,
Oh, I know about him being on the phone.
you sent me a Snapchat about it. So let's get it out in the open. So I'm sort of sat in my bedroom, like sort of just doing what I do,
Yeah, you're next to him.
on the PS4, probably wondering whether James is recording me. And I hear him suddenly, like his phone alarm goes off. Like you can tell it's an alarm. Like no one has that as their call thing.
Yeah.
It's like one of the classic alarms that everyone has. So I think, oh, that's interesting. He's had a few cans at this point. I hear him pick it up and start like talking as if there's someone on the other end. But it's just like a really obviously like sort of fake conversation. You came up and heard a bit of it.
You recorded a bit of it.
Yeah, and you
So you record him as well?
I recorded him, yeah.
That was
yeah.
worth recording.
And Ethan heard some of it.
Yeah.
He's saying stuff like, yeah, so obviously, yeah, I'll meet you when you get off the train on Thursday then. And like, it's just like, it doesn't flow like a natural conversation. Do you know what I
you're
mean?
saying happened?
Well,
Well,
it's the
I'll tell
revelation
you
that
what
Dom
happens.
found.
I went into his room, like, about 10 minutes after the phone call had ended, just making chat. I'm on his Xbox, on YouTube.
Why were you on his Xbox, by the way?
Because I was going to show him a video.
Oh, right.
And I type in on YouTube, like I'm about to type it in, look at his search history. Women's voice. Women's voice is the top search. So what's transpired is he's clearly been trying to like make it seem like he's talking to a woman on the phone, but gave up, couldn't find a good one that'd be realistic or whatever. Come on, and you heard the conversation.
Oh, yeah, no.
It was bollocks.
It did sound very.
It was just the most weirdly flowing. He was like, yeah, oh, that's really nice, and yeah, just like really like robotic sort of nonsense.
Well, we've spoke about that before as well.
Yeah.
But no, that was really. We've not mentioned
so
it
if
till
we're gonna,
now.
well, yeah.
But it's there.
That definitely. Well, you've got recording. I've got recording.
Yeah, it's
You've
recording
recorded
of.
it.
Yeah,
it's-
I've sent that to my mates, to be honest. Had a good laugh about it.
yeah. It's
It's one of their favourites. It's what they wanted Cam to question James about in the interview, but unfortunately we couldn't
But
arrange
for
a
some
second
reason,
interview.
Cam thinks this isn't real. See, this is the thing.
He's fallen asleep by the looks of it.
Cam
I'm
thinks
just
it's
sat
that.
here.
Yeah, so.
Cam thinks it's that ridiculous that it didn't happen.
I just don't think you
I
tried
wish.
having a
No,
conversation
listen,
with
Cam.
someone on the...
I wish it didn't happen, because when I saw that search history, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
I just don't think he tried having a conversation with
did.
a fake YouTuber.
He did.
It's the way he tried
He
to
did.
lie. He
I
lied.
promise
He
you
lied
he did.
multiple
Just not
times
sure
about
it
who he was on the
happened.
phone to. He claimed it
On
was,
my life,
it
it
was
happened.
Joe.
On
or
my
whatever.
life.
And he
On
claimed
my-
it was some old man from his work. Do you remember?
Yeah, and it was during that period where I was very questioning about Kate March and some fake bird that he was speaking to.
It's not fake.
Well, no, she's not.
It's a real person.
Yeah.
Well, come on, let's
What,
go
what
on.
we need to, what we describe, you know, in between this episode where it's a work experience where Wolfie meets Will at the thing and asks Charlotte about all this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
We need
yeah.
that with Kate Marching.
Well,
kind of
it's
thing.
like
That would be nice. Yeah.
it's
No,
like when
no,
I think
no.
it's when Will says to Jay at one point during the in-betweeners, it's like, it's funny how you don't get any girls around here, but when
You're
you're
in a caravan,
when you're in
probably got
York,
some gypsy
yeah,
Russell Brand.
yeah, exactly, yeah. But when you're on the phone,
What
you're
a great
some,
line, guys.
when you're on the phone, you're some York Russell.
Because
Brand.
like that time when we were all sat down and the door had broke, we all sat in the kitchen and good chat for hours. Great night it was, great night.
Great night.
And we were all chatting for hours. And James suddenly like got his phone and turned his phone on. For some reason his phone had been turned off for hours. Who turns their phone off randomly?
yeah,
He turned his phone off for hours. He turned it back on. He's like, ooh. He's like a broken man. Ooh. I don't know what had happened. He was like that, wasn't he? He was clearly wanting us to ask. He's clearly wanting us to ask about it.
Yeah,
Turns his
yeah.
phone back on. Like, oh.
Oh, I've missed.
You guys knows what could have happened. I missed like loads of, you know what happens when you like miss loads of texts from someone or something. I was like, once again, James, not really. Just like that time in the Snapchat group chat when he went, oh, I've got burn stuff now, you know. And then Dom's like, have you? And he went, oh no. Within like an hour later, you know what happens with an hour. You have a girlfriend, you're engaged on a honeymoon and stuff, and then an hour later you don't. You know what happens? No, James, we don't. Unfortunately, not as smooth with the women as you are. Maybe that's why we haven't had that experience. Unfortunately.
Was that number? What are we talking
There's no
about?
order
I've literally
here.
forgotten.
The other thing I wrote down very quickly. This is outdated now. I put when I beat Dom twice at darts, but
You did, yeah.
it's 3 times now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good night. And Cam jumped on me twice.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I'm here to do.
Other thing I wrote down because I think we're all getting drained out here. Is a bowler's grip. Always brings a chuckle. It's just a brilliant about 2
when you
fingers
put it in the thing,
and a thumb.
Who's bowlers
when
quick?
you put it in the bulletin.
Oh, the bulletin. Annika read it. She went, "Make sure you take that out." You know,
Let's talk about Annika.
Oh yeah,
Go on.
slag her off.
Oh,
Or...
Let's-
jeez,
what-
you'd have
what-
to slag her off.
What? No, let's slag her off because she is a slag.
Why is everyone a slag now?
You so
Lou,
out
you
of
justified
order.
this one. You
What
can't.
annoyed me- Right. So the first time that she annoyed me was when she was in a lesson one. It might have been the same day this actually, but we got to the end of a lesson. We finished it early, despite it being on our backs the whole time.
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, I've booked in to go to the cinema, so we're gonna have to finish it now." I think it was when like Batman was new.
That is so out of order.
It
to
is
be fair.
ridiculous.
Was it
It's
Batman?
so out of order.
It was Batman, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And she fucked off early to go and see that.
Absolutely ridiculous.
But that's after the whole. I'd have been less annoyed, but the whole lesson she was like,
on our
"You
back.
need to be professional." Yeah, on her backs the whole time. And then she went and did that. And that's the same lesson where she edited my video, put something somewhere else and stuff. Then she tried to play it. It didn't play. And then she started going, "Oh, it's not playing. You really need to come in next week and sort this out." On some shitty editing software we're never going to
Avid,
use.
yeah.
Avid, was it? Yeah, she's our biggest disgrace of a lecturer we've had in this entire time. Honestly. Who have we had that's good? Amir, originally.
Richard.
Good bloke. Amir,
Jones,
Richard.
good. Ben Liverland would have been alright if he hadn't sort of that whole reading
if he
situation
hadn't
which we explained.
Mugged Cam off.
Mike was alright. You had a good experience with Mike. Cam?
Cam
I didn't
loved
mind
Mike.
waistcoat, yeah, we're good lad.
Waistcoat.
Jenny, nice woman.
Yeah, Jenny
When you
was
do the right
nice.
assignments.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, but
yeah.
well,
we can't
we had
say what
some,
you
we had some
two would have
ridiculous
done if
guest
I'd have done it,
speakers, but
yeah.
no,
Well,
some at the
Cam
dog.
never turned up.
Um,